The Meg is directed by John Turteltaub and it stars Jason Statham as a naval captain and expert sea diver who must confront a 70-foot-long shark that has been released from the depths of the ocean, along with his team of awesome science engineers and marine biologists. The Meg is a film that I've been kinda iffy on. I haven't talked much about it in my channel, but I like the trailer that came out, where they subverted the horrific and serious imagery with a very fun music that really set the tone right for what this movie should have been. And The Meg is another shark movie that has come after Jaws, a movie that has obsessed Hollywood for years, and they have tried to recreate that success. The Meg does not get there, unfortunately. As much as I want to tell you guys that this movie hits the mark for every bit of silly that it is, it doesn't. In fact, this film is kind of serious for the most part. In the first act, you basically really actually buy the science that they are trying to sell you. They treat it very seriously and it's kind of very realistic, to put it that way. It's not until the 70-foot-long shark comes out that you actually have to suspend disbelief, although Ruby Rose in this film is playing a science engineer that designed and created the water base that they are in, and yeah, that's when you really have to suspend your disbelief. That's just Denise Richard is a scientist in 007 levels of disbelief. And Jason Statham is good in this film. I mean, he's always the man. He's the guy who gets shit done. He's the expert. He's the guy who's right and everyone doubts him because everyone believes him to be crazy because of something that happened a few years ago, but he knew something had attacked him and his friends, and now he is proven right because the Megalodon has just come from under the surface, and now I'm proven right to every one of you suckers. And the Meg does not embrace its inherent silliness until late into the second act. There are chunks, bits, sorry for the pun, there are moments of awesome silly shark action until then, but it's not until you hit the beach scene that you see in the trailers that the Meg fully realizes its potential. The visual effects are great and all, the sharks always look believable, there is some fun to be had in here, but besides Jason Statham and this little girl and Cliff Curtis, who is in his inherent Australian accent, everyone basically sucks in this film. Nobody does a good job, unfortunately. I'm really sad to say that. Rainn and the Meg, despite being a fucking giant shark movie, seems to want to be another movie entirely. It wants to be Jaws, but at the same time it doesn't really reach for it, so it finds itself in this void area that it's not too serious, but it actually makes sense when it comes to the science, and it's not too silly, but then you have these awesome moments of sharks eating stuff throughout the film. If you're looking for a serious shark film that takes its time, more like Deep Blue Sea, despite all the inherent silliness in that one as well, the Meg's first and half of the second act is for you. If you're looking for a silly shark movie that's not as silly as Sharknado or some of those direct-to-DVD movies, you also have something to see here in the second half of the second act and in the third act. I actually wish I could tell you guys that this is a go for it. This is the exact shark summer movie that you are looking for, but I was let down despite basically not having really great expectations for this film. I enjoyed the trailer and how it subverted itself, but I really had my hesitations going in, and unfortunately they were more than met. It has all the tropes and cliches that you might expect: an adorable little girl, expendable characters right from the moment they get on screen, a forced romantic interest, silly shark action that definitely belongs in the 1990s, but despite all that silliness, when all its glory is on screen, there are just too many cons in the overall piece for me to actually recommend The Meg. I'm going to say that whether you watch The Meg or not, your heart will go on. But let me know what you guys thought of The Meg. Maybe you really enjoyed it and I wish I could be there with you, but I hope you had a better experience than I did. And remember to come back tomorrow for my review of The Darkest Minds and a very special announcement on a live video this Sunday. Thank you so much for watching. You guys are the best. I'll see you in the next video, and until then, click the subscribe button, click the bell, consider supporting me on Patreon, and we can be geeky united!